A 41-year-old veteran with the most knockdowns in featherweight history locked in a cage with a 24-year-old Argentine phenom who just flatlined Giga Chikadze. One is swinging for his legacy, the other is coming for the crown. What is up, fight fans? Welcome back to the FiteHaus Media Digital Desk. Today we are diving deep into the main card of UFC Vegas 114, going down tomorrow night at the Meta Apex. We've got a massive age gap in our headliner, an absolute clash of styles in the co-main, and some guaranteed violence sprinkled all throughout this Paramount Plus card. Grab your snacks, settle in, because we are breaking down every fight on this main card. Let's get into it. We are kicking off the main card down at 125 pounds, and this flyweight clash is going to set an incredible pace for the rest of the night. We've got Charles Energy Johnson taking on the Brazilian veteran Bruno Bulldog Silva. Now Johnson is stepping in on short notice here, and he is looking to bounce back fast after that flash knockout loss to Alex Perez back in January. Before that, Johnson was on an absolute tear, showing off some nasty knockout power against guys like Joshua Van and Loner Kavanaugh. But Silva is no walk in the park. He brings intense forward pressure, heavy hooks, and he's a massive threat if the fight hits the mat. This is a classic matchup of a pressure brawler against a slick, volume-heavy mover. If Silva can crowd Johnson and turn this into a firefight early, he could definitely steal the momentum. But I just think Johnson's footwork, his long jab, and his relentless cardio are going to take over as the fight goes into the later rounds. I've got Johnson weathering the early storm and cruising to a clear decision victory. Next up, we jump up to 145 pounds. Harry Hardwick faces off against Marwan Rakhiki. This is one of those classic matchmaking setups where two guys are trying to break out of the middle of the pack. Hardwick brings that gritty, relentless pace, while Rakhiki is looking to establish his striking range early and land heavy counters. I think this one goes the distance. It's going to be a gritty, clinch-heavy war, and honestly, the guy with the better cardio in the third round takes the decision. Moving right along, we've got more featherweight action, and this one is a guaranteed banger. Andre Fili meets Jose Delgado. Fili is the ultimate litmus test for anyone trying to make a name for themselves at 145. He's seen it all, he's fought everyone, and he still has incredibly fast hands and phenomenal movement. But Delgado is riding a massive wave of momentum. This is a classic passing of the torch setup, very much echoing the theme of our main event. Delgado brings relentless forward pressure and heavy combinations that can overwhelm anyone who isn't prepared to fight off their back foot. Fili's veteran experience and footwork are huge factors here, but Delgado's pressure might just be too much over 15 minutes. Keep your eyes peeled on this one. It's got fight of the night written all over it. All right, let's talk light heavyweights. Ion Cutelaba versus Umar Sy. Do I even need to say it? Whenever Cutelaba fights, somebody is going to sleep, and usually it happens in the first round. Sy is coming in undefeated, looking to keep that zero intact, but he has never faced the kind of chaotic, unhinged aggression that Cutelaba brings right out of the gate. If Sy can weather that early storm, use his length, and frustrate the Moldovan, he can absolutely pick him apart down the stretch. But if Cutelaba lands early, lights out. I'm leaning towards Sy surviving the initial onslaught and taking over, but blink and you might miss it. Now let's look at the co-main event. We have a crucial strawweight matchup. Amanda Lemos taking on Gillian Robertson. This fight was supposed to happen back in December, but here we are. This is your classic striker versus grappler matchup. Lemos hits like an absolute truck. She's easily one of the most dangerous women on the feet in the 115-pound division. But Robertson? She is a submission machine. If this fight hits the mat, Robertson is going to snatch a limb or a neck in a heartbeat. The whole fight hinges on takedown defense. I think Lemos keeps it standing just long enough to land a devastating counter right hand. And finally, your main event. Josh Emmett, Kevin Vallejos. Let's look at the numbers here, folks. Emmett just turned 41 years old. Vallejos is 24. That is a 16-year age gap, which is actually the largest in UFC main event history. Emmett is one of the last of the old-school team alpha male wrestle boxers. We know he has that one-punch, absolute nuclear power in his right hand. Just ask Bryce Mitchell. When he connects, the lights go out. But let's be objective. His durability and reflexes have slowly been eroding against top-tier competition over his last 5 fights. And standing across from him is El Chino Vallejos. The kid is built like an absolute tank, riding a massive high after spinning back-fisting Chikadze into orbit last year. He's 3-0 in the UFC and looking unstoppable. What makes Vallejos so scary isn't just his youth, speed, or athleticism, it's his composure. He doesn't rush. He sets traps, uses feints, and builds his combinations beautifully. Emmett's only real path to victory is landing that massive overhand right. If he decides to use his collegiate wrestling, he might have some success grinding Vallejos down. But let's be honest, Emmett loves to brawl. I just think Vallejos is too fast, too fresh, and too dynamic right now. His chin is untested against someone with Emmett's raw power, but I've got Vallejos taking the torch and finishing this by TKO in the second round. But that's just how I see it. What do you guys think? Is Josh Emmett going to turn back the clock and land that monster right hand? Or is Vallejos the future of the featherweight division? Drop your predictions down in the comments below. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss a breakdown. This has been the FiteHaus Digital Desk, and as always, don't forget to keep those hands up.
What's up, everybody? This is Ensign Inoue, and you're listening to the FiteHaus podcast. Right on.